Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, where today I'm gonna do another pre-series announcement video before I actually get started with the series that I'm gonna be doing today. Now, guys, before I get into this episode, there's not really too much I need to explain about the opening of this video. If you look at just like the last pre-series announcement video, you may notice that well, uh, there is stuff on the screen here. And if you remember how the last video was, the last pre-series announcement video, you may remember that, well, like I said, there was something, about the same thing as what you saw on the screen before. Let me go and explain this, guys. In the last video, I showed you guys the exact same schedule that I had made back in part 325 to Let's Mostly Play of EvoPop. Now, guys, I want to go ahead and let you know that, well, I've been telling you guys, I told you guys during that last video that I would try to come up with a new schedule, that way it can fit, well, everything the best I can. I ain't gonna promise this the perfect schedule, but I want you to go ahead and look right now and look at how the schedule has been changed. Because for the time being, this is the schedule you have to deal with. Now, there is something important I have to note here. And this actually has to do with the first section up here. Although, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys that, well, if you think about it, the schedule really hasn't changed much. The only big thing that really changed about the schedule is that some of the games got moved lower onto the playlist of the games here, or there's been new games added. Again, go ahead and look at the schedule, because, well, like I said, this is liable to change, guys, but this is a more permanent schedule right here. The only thing I really think I need to do is maybe tweak what parts or what games go where and all that stuff. But for now, this is what you got. And yes, guys, as you can tell, I am doing another Let's Mostly Play EvoPop videos. I know I've been doing a lot of them recently, but the last time I tried doing a Let's Mostly Play Soul IO / Brood IO was probably one of the worst videos I've ever seen. It was terrible, and I'm sorry for making that video like that. However, I will admit the Let's Mostly Play EvoPop series has been pretty fun. I'm trying to find a schedule to where I can find a balance. Because here's the reason why I need a big old schedule, guys. One of the problems I run into all the time with these videos is that after set 1 of EvoPop, when I'm supposed to be doing the .io games right here, I run into an issue where I want to play Castle Crush, correct? One of the biggest, like I said, that's mainly the biggest reason I need this schedule. Not only so I can make time for the .io games, but I can also make time for other games that I like to play, like Castle Crush and Snake Rails and all that stuff. And also the Hungry games, Soul.io and Soul.io 3D and all that stuff. And, yeah. This pre-series announcement shouldn't take that long, guys. I need to talk about this schedule right here, and I need to tell you guys one more thing about EvoPop. Alright? Actually, before I even get into the EvoPop, before I even get to the schedule announcement, let me go and let you know. The only thing you guys need to know about EvoPop is the fact that I actually did finish the championship off camera. It probably won't be ending off for like another 3, 4, 5 hours or so. However, all the tokens of the championship are gone. I've got a perfect win streak of 51. So, yeah, we're basically guaranteed to win the next championship, which is great. But, yeah, which means that for the series, or for this episode, or this series of episodes that we do today, we won't have to worry about running into the championship unless it shows up like an hour after it finally ends, which would be the dumbest thing ever. It really would be. But, yeah, this wasn't supposed to be a mentioned announcement, guys. However, I do also need to go and let you know something else about EvoPop. For the past few weeks, we haven't really gotten much anything from the developers of EvoPop themselves. And there's been a few posts they've made on Facebook where I've asked them, hey, when's a new update going to come out? Because a few months ago they were saying there's going to be like a minor update with bug fixes and all that stuff. And on a more recent post, which was actually on Valentine's Day, I actually made a post asking them, well, telling them that I'm sorry for being like a broken record, but I asked them again, when is an update going to come out? I finally got a response, and unfortunately, I don't think it's really that good of an announcement. From what I've been hearing, apparently that update that they were planning on doing is, for now, indefinitely suspended. Whatever the frick that means. Apparently what they're saying is that, like, for now, until they get, from what they've been telling me, I guess that in order for them to do the update, they have to have the technological advances or whatever. I don't remember what they called it. But I guess right now they don't have the stuff to be able to upgrade the game enough, or upgrade it for now. So, I guess it ain't gonna, I guess the short end of the stick, guys, is that for a long time, there will not be an update to EvoPop. Let me just tell you that way, guys. That's basically what they told me. I asked them more questions on Facebook, but I don't know if I ever got a response to them yet, since they only responded like 2 or 3 hours ago. I'll have a doubt it, but I'll actually go on Facebook real quick and check. I've got it on my iPad. All I've got to do is go into the website and see if I got any response. Usually a thing lets me know if I got something, but I don't think I did. No, I didn't. You know, while I'm over here, though, guys, I will go ahead and read it to you. The post I left was, I know I sound like a broken record, and I'm sorry about that, but when is another update to the game going to come out? I finally got a response 3 hours ago that says, no worries, we took some time to make the decision and can confirm now that the next update is indefinitely suspended and frozen in time until we have the technical solutions for the things that limit and hold the game back right now. Whatever that means, guys. I'm just reading you what they wrote me. Alright? I'm just giving you a little heads up on what they said for me. Based on what they said there, apparently there is not going to be any more updates to Castle Crush, at least for the time being. So, yeah. But with all of the more least important announcements out of the way, let's get to the main one. The schedule right here. If you look at the schedule compared to the last one I had, you may notice that some of the not really much has changed. Well, yes. Oh, let me explain it again. Things have definitely changed on the schedule, but a lot of the sections that we had on the last one are still on here. On the last one, well, we had certain things like the .io games, which as you can see, is still on there. However, guys, you may notice something different. Like I said, guys, this is not the complete, this schedule is mainly the more permanent schedule, except there might be 1 or 2 games switched around here and there. This is going to be hard to complete. However, the schedule that I've got right now, guys, I need you to look at that. I need you to pay attention real quick. Please pay attention to me. I know you guys aren't paying attention to me. Pay attention to the flipping screen.
Listen to me, you pieces of snots. You better look at the screen and pay attention to me, or I'm going to make you suffer and know where you live. I'm going to find you, and then you're going to regret messing with me. Pay attention. Get off the flippin' phone now, Joey. Get the frick off the phone. I see you over there.
Okay. Now that I've got y'all's attention, I want to explain the schedule a little bit. Some of the schedule is not that different. However, before I even go through the schedule, I actually want you guys to look at something. What do you notice on here that's a little bit different from the last video, or the last time I showed you guys the schedule. And no, it's not necessarily the placement of the games. It's actually what? Look at it again. Right. Who said that? Okay. You, hold on, you. No. No, 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 no. Let me go and say, there is different games on here. You're right in that aspect, but I'm talking about what am I trying to point out? You may notice that not only is there new games on here, so I actually will say you're right, but you were also right. That's right, guys. There is more sections, or more in-between set games now. Before, we only got up to this point, and then we had set 4 onward. As you can see, now it is set 5 onward. And if you look at the schedule, which again, I'll move my head out of the way so you guys can see it a little bit better. Hold on, Toad Owl. I'll move my head out of the way so you can see it. If you notice the look of the list, then, well, let me go inside. I'm going to move my head back in the frame in a second, so if you want to look at this a little bit longer, then please pause the video. Okay. Now, let me go and say, guys, a bunch of sets actually has a little bit of some differences to it. Not only do we have different games on here that we didn't have originally, like this and all that, but like I said, like I've been trying to point out, there is an extra set on here now, which is pretty cool. Well, that's the problem what I'm gonna have with the schedule, and that's one of the problems I'm having with, or that's one of the biggest issues I'm having with this. Making a schedule that's this big is actually, you may not think it's that big of a deal, but in this case it actually is, because generally I can only get to set 4. Anything past set 4 usually never gets done, and that's the big issue I'm having. Like I said, I may end up having to flip and take out one of these games in order to actually flip and make the schedule work. I don't know. But let me go in real quickly, explain it, guys. Like I said, it shouldn't take me too long. As you look at the lists as I point them out, as you can see up here, with set 1 through set 2, after set 1 of EvoPop and up till set 2 of EvoPop, we have to do the same thing as what it was on the last schedule, .io games. However, there is something I need to point out with not only this section, but with this section as well. It's a little bit early, but please read set 5 onward again for me. Actually, you guys have had plenty of time to read it, so I'll read it with y'all. It says Soda.io / Soda.io 3D, or other games that need to be played. Now, here's the thing about this, guys. Because of the placement of Soda.io, you may think, for one, well, I don't really care about the game that much. It's not that I don't care about the game, guys. It's just the fact that trying to fit every game that I want to play into a schedule has been really flipping hard. But here's the thing. The reason why this ties into the first one up here is because I don't got it written down on the screen because of the space. However, there's a spot on this piece of paper that says, do Soda.io / Soda.io 3D if needed. Now, guys, that might sound a little bit odd, but that means if this schedule does stay permanent, there is a chance that in some of these videos, may not this particular session today, but in some of these videos, in set 1, set 2, there is a chance you could see Soda.io and Soda.io 3D. However, generally in some cases, or in a good bit of cases, you'll have to wait all the way down here. But one of the best reasons why, guys, is so I can fit some of these other games in here. And I got to explain why I put a certain game on the spot that I did. If you continue going down the list, you may notice something else as well. look at set 2, or in between set 2 and set 3, and between set 3 and set 4. What do you notice? Well, first off, guys, you may notice that instead of having Hungry Shark World and Hungry Dragon on set 2 and 3, we now have Castle Crush. But there's a reason why I do this, or there's a reason why I put that there. The big reason being, guys, a lot of the time whenever I do the .io games section, you may notice that I have this big old craving of me wanting to play, well, Castle Crush, right? So I'm hoping that putting Castle Crush right after the .io games will fix that craving, and if I start getting to the point where I want to do it, I can think, you know, after the next set of EvoPop, you'll get to play Castle Crush as much as you want. I don't know if Castle Crush is going to be completely going on through the entire set. If it does, it may well make time for other games that's either on this list or other games we don't hardly do. Let me go ahead and give you a short and sweet version of this, guys. The reason why Castle Crush is right here is because of the fact that I know I usually get a craving, well, craving's not the right word, but I usually have the urge to want to play that game a lot during this part, which is going to be a problem if I want to do games like Dynamite.io or Brutal.io or Agar.io or something like that. That sort of thing. And you may notice something else, guys. After Castle Crush, well, first off, you notice that the Hungry Dragon, Hungry Shark World game are not here on this section. That's right, guys, because they've actually been moved down. The Hungry games are still on this list, guys. Well, first off, you may notice something else. Instead of saying Hungry Dragon, Hungry Shark World, like it said the last time, it does say Hungry Games. Does that mean we're going to do Hungry Shark Evolution too? Not all the time, but I'm going to try to make a schedule, or try to make it to where I do Hungry Shark Evolution sometimes. May not all the time, because I'll have to warm up to that game again. But I'm going to try doing it sometimes. So, yeah. Well, obviously, as you can tell, something big. Castle Crush and the Hungry Games have actually been moved. So now the Hungry Games are between set 3 and set 4, and Castle Crush is between set 2 and set 3. Like I said, guys, the biggest reason for that is because of the craving I get during set 1 and 2. Usually after EvoPop in set 1 and I play the .io games for a little bit, I usually want to play Castle Crush. So I'm going to try making time for that in that one. So, yeah. But I'll have to kind of see what's going to end up happening. After the .io games, Castle Crush, and Hungry Games, you will notice something else that wasn't on the last one. From set 4 to set 5, it says on here that I have to do Snake Rivals. I told you guys I was going to try to fit Snake Rivals into the series if I can, and now it has its own section. The problem is, this is generally where everything's going to start crumbling into pieces. Because, well, let me go and say it this way, guys. I'll put it in red to show how serious this is. This section right here, I got an arrow pointing to it over here. But this section right here is usually the section where I actually end up stopping, or getting bored and then wanting to stop doing the game, which is going to make this one almost pointless. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. Like I said, usually set 4 is where I end up getting bored and then wanting to quit. And if it seems like that's the case here, and maybe in the next few videos, I will change the schedule again. However, if I can get through set 4 and make it all the way through set 5, we will be doing Snake Rivals in between set 4 and 5. So, yeah. And finally, guys, we move on downward to this big area right here, where from set 5 onward, we have to do Soul.io and Soul.io 3D, or any other game that needs to be played. And by that, I mean I could go back to doing one of these games up here, one of the games that's on this list, or a different game that we never played out during that episode. So, yeah. I know it wasn't the best introduction to the new schedule, at least for the most part, but let me go and give you a real quick rundown. Through set 1, set 2, you have the .io games, where we'll play games like Brawl.io, Dynamite.io, Build.io, Agar.io, and Moat.io if I get the chance. And, if absolutely necessary, Soul.io and Soul.io 3D as well. So, yeah. Set 2 and 3, we now have Castle Crush, because like I said, I get the hankering for wanting to play that game during this one. So I want to be able to hopefully get rid of that craving, knowing I'll get to do it from set 2 and set 3. So, yeah. If I don't want to do Castle Crush the entire time during this set, I can make more room for other games, maybe like do a little bit of Snake Route or something like that, or do Hungry Games early. Or maybe, depending on the live count, whenever I decide to quit, maybe just doing a little bit more Brawl.io or Dynamite.io or something like that. So, yeah. After Castle Crush, guys, through set 3 and set 4, we have Hungry Dragon, Hungry Shark World, and Hungry Shark Evolution. Or maybe even like Hungry Fish World. It does say Hungry Game, so I could count that game in here as well. So, yeah. However, generally when I say Hungry Games, I'm enjoying meaning Hungry Dragon, Hungry Shark World, and Hungry Shark Evolution. But, yeah. If I can make it this far, guys, from set 4 and set 5, we have Snake Rivals. Another game that has never been on the schedule for my games. And finally, guys, set 5 onward, Soul.io and Soul.io 3D, or especially if I focused on it a lot more up here, or in any other spot of this whenever I think I want to play something different, any other game that needs to be played. But, yeah, I know Soul.io and Soul.io 3D have been moved down, guys, and I'm very sorry about that. However, not everything is really going to work out the best way. That's why I'm saying, like, the schedule's more permanent. Like, it's basically going to stay like this. But you may notice that maybe one of these games will either disappear or maybe, like, they'll be moved around. I don't think they'll disappear, but I think it's going to be more about them maybe being moved around. Like, the sections may stay the same, but, like, the game you see in those sections may be different. Like, for example, maybe during the next session of Evo Pop, maybe you'll see Snake Rolls up here in set 3 and set 4. And then Hungry Games will be moved down here to set 4 to set 5. That sort of thing. Or maybe I'll do it to where, Castle Crush maybe will be in set 1 and 2. And then the Diagonals will be in set 2 and 3. Like, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm going to try switching the schedule around to where it kind of meets the demands of my brain. Because, like I said, that's why I did up here again. Like I said already, guys, that's why I put Castle Crush down here instead of the Hungry Games. Because usually during set 1, I get the hankering to want to play the game a lot. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, this the schedule. I'm going to leave it on the screen for you guys to see, so don't worry about me clearing it out. But I will go ahead and do my outro, and I'll see you guys in a little bit actually not even in a little bit, in a few minutes whenever I start doing the next Let's Mostly Play Video Pop video. I'll see you guys then. Until next time, everyone, I want you guys to be the very best, like no one ever was, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.